Baruk, chapter 1. And these are the words of the book which Baruk, the Ban of Nariah, the Ban of Masaiah, the Ban of Zidkiyahu, the Ban of Hasadiah, the Ban of Hilkiyahu, wrote in Babal, in the 5th year, on the 7th day of the month, at the time of the Kasdites took Yerushalayim and burned it with fire. And Baruk read the words of this book in the hearing of Yakunyah, the Ban of Yuyakim, sovereign of Yehuda, in the ears of all the people that came to hear the book, and the hearing of the nobles and the sovereigns Banim, and in the hearing of the elders and all the people, from the least to the greatest, even all those who dwelt at Babal by the river Sud. So they wept, fasted, palal before Yahuwah. They also made a collection of silver according to every male's ability, and they sent it to Yerushalayim, to Yahu-Yakim, the Kuhan Ha-Gadol, the Ban of Hilkiyahu, Ban of Shalom, and to the Kohanim, and to all the people who were found with him in Yerushalayim. At the same time he received the vessels of the house of Yahuwah that were carried out of the Hakah, to return them to the land of Yehuda on the 10th day of the month Ziwan, namely, vessels of silver which Zidki Yahu, the Ban of Yushiyahu, sovereign of Yehuda, had made, after Nebuchadnezzar, sovereign of Babal, had carried away Yakunyah, the princes and captives and the mighty males and the people of the land of Yerushalayim, and brought them to Babal. And they said, See, we have sent you silver to buy burnt offerings and crime offerings and incense, and prepare a grain offering, and offer on the altar of Yahuwah our Elohim, and palal for the height of Nebuchadnezzar, sovereign of Babel, and the height of Belshazzar, his Ban, that their days upon the Eretz might be as the days of the Shemaim. And Yahuwah shall give us strength and enlighten our eyes, and we shall live under the shadow of Nebuchadnezzar, sovereign of Babel, and under the shadow of Belshazzar, his Ban, and we shall serve them much days and find favor in their sight. Palal for us also to Yahuwah our Elohim, for we have crimed against Yahuwah our Elohim, and to this day the displeasure of Yahuwah and his wrath has not turned from us. And you shall read this book which we have sent to you, to make confession in the house of Yahuwah at the feast and appointed times. And you shall say to Yahuwah our Elohim, belongs righteousness, but to us the shame of face, as it has come to be this day, to those of Yehuda, and to the inhabitants of Yerushalayim, and to our sovereigns, and to our princes, and to our Kohanim, and to our Nabiim, and to our fathers, for we have crimed before Yahuwah, and disobeyed him, and have not listened to the voice of Yahuwah our Elohim, to walk in the commands that he gave us openly, since the day that Yahuwah brought our forefathers out of the land of Mitzrayim to this present day. We have been disobedient to Yahuwah our Elohim, and we have been negligent by not obeying his voice. Therefore the evils cling to us, and the curse which Yahuwah appointed by Moshe, his servant, at the time that he brought our fathers out of the land of Mitzrayim, to give us a land that flows with milk and honey, as it is to this day. Nevertheless, we have not listened to the voice of Yahuwah our Elohim, according to all the words of the Nabiim, whom he sent to us, but every male followed the imagination of his own wicked heart, to serve foreign mighty ones, and to do evil in the sight of Yahuwah our Elohim. Chapter 2. Therefore Yahuwah has brought about his word which he pronounced against us, and against our judges who judged Israel, against our sovereigns, and against our princes, against the young males of Israel and Yehuda, to bring upon us great plagues, such as had never come to be under all the Shemaim, as it came to be in Jerusalem, according to that which was written in the law of Musha, that a male should eat the flesh of his own bond and the flesh of his own daughter, and he has delivered them to be in subjection to all reigns that are all around us, to be a reproach and a desolation among all people round about, where Yahuwah has scattered them. Therefore we were thrown down and not exalted, because we have crimed against Yahuwah our Elohim, and we have not been obedient to his voice. To Yahuwah our Elohim belongs righteousness, but unto us and to our fathers open shame, as it is this day. For all these plagues have come upon us which Yahuwah has pronounced against us. Yet have we not plowed before Yahuwah, that every one of us might turn from the imaginations of his wicked heart? Therefore Yahuwah watched over us for evil, and Yahuwah has brought it upon us. For Yahuwah is righteous in all his works which he has commanded us. Yet we have not listened to his voice, to walk in the commands of Yahuwah that he has appointed us. And now, O Yahuwah Elohim of Israel, who has brought your people out of the land of Mitzrayim with a mighty hand, a high arm, and with signs and wonders and great power, you have made yourself a great name, as it is this day. O Yahuwah our Elohim, we have crimed, we have done wickedly, we have dealt unrighteously in all your laws. Let your wrath turn from us, for we are but a remnant left among the Gentiles, where you have scattered us. Hear our palau, O Yahuwah, and our petitions, and deliver us for your own sake, and give us favor in the sight of those who have led us away, that all the Eretz may know that you are Yahuwah our Elohim, because Yisrael and his descendants are called by your name. O Yahuwah, look down from your Kadush dwelling, and consider us. Bow down your ear, O Yahuwah, to hear us. Open your eyes and see, for the dead who are in the graves, whose beings are taken from their bodies, shall neither give unto Yahuwah praise nor righteousness. But the being that is greatly tortured, which is stooped and feeble, and with eyes that fail, the hungry being gives you praises and righteousness, O Yahuwah. Therefore we do not make our humble supplication before you, O Yahuwah our Elohim, for the righteousness of our fathers and of our sovereigns, for you have sent out your wrath and displeasure upon us, and have spoken by your servants the Nabbiim, saying, Thus says Yahuwah, bow down your shoulders to serve the sovereign of Babal. So shall you remain in the land that I gave unto your fathers. But if you do not listen to the voice of Yahuwah to serve the sovereign of Babal, I shall cause to cease out of the cities of Yehudah and from without Jerusalem the voice of gladness, the voice of joy, the voice of the bridegroom, and the voice of the bride. The whole land shall be empty of inhabitants. But we would not listen to your voice to serve the sovereign of Babal. Therefore you have confirmed your words that you spoke by your servants the Nabbiim, namely, that the bones of our sovereigns and our bones of our fathers would be removed from their place. And see, they are thrown out to the heat of the day and to the frost of the night, and they died in great miseries by scarcities of food, by sword, and by pestilence. And the house which is called by your name you have laid waste, as it is to be seen this day. For the wickedness of the house of Israel and the house of Yehudah, O Yahuwah our Elohim, you have dealt with us according to all your goodness, and according to all your great kindness, as you have spoke by your servant Musha in the day when you commanded him to write the law before the children of Israel, saying, If you do not hear my voice, surely this very great crowd shall be turned into a small remnant among the nations where I shall scatter them. For I knew that they would not hear me, because they are a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves, and shall know that I am Yahuwah their Elohim. For I shall give them a heart and ears to hear. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name. and turn from their stiff neck and their wicked deeds. For they shall remember the way of their fathers who cried before Yahuwah. And I shall again bring them into the land which I promised with an oath to their fathers, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakub. And they shall be masters of it, and shall increase them, and they shall not be diminished. And I shall make an everlasting covenant with them, to be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. And I shall no longer drive my people out of Israel, out of the land that I have given them. Chapter 3. O Yahuwah al Shaddai, Elohim of Israel, the being in anguish, the troubled spirit cries unto you. Hear, O Yahuwah, and show favor, for you are kind. Show favor to us, because we have cried before you. For you endure forever, and we have utterly perished. O Yahuwah al Shaddai, Elohim of Israel, hear now the Palalim of the perished Israelites and of the children who have cried before you and not listened to your voice, their Elohim, by reason of which these plagues cling to us. Do not remember the wickednesses of our forefathers, but now at this time remember your power and your name, for you are Yahuwah our Elohim, and you, O Yahuwah, we shall praise. And for this cause you have put your reverence in our hearts, to the intent that we should call upon your name and praise you in our captivity, for we have remembered all the wickednesses of our forefathers who have cried before you. See, we are still in our captivity this day, where you have scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be punished according to all the wickednesses of our fathers, who departed from Yahuwah our Elohim. Hear, Yisrael, the commandments of Hai. Listen to understand wisdom. How does it come to be, O Yisrael, that you are in the land of your enemies, that you have grown old in a foreign land, that you are defiled with the dead, that you are counted among those who go down to the grave? You have forsaken the fountain of wisdom. For if you had walked in the way of Elohim, you would have dwelt in peace forever. Learn where there is wisdom, where there is strength, where there is understanding, that you may also know where there is length of days and height, where there is light and the eyes of peace. Who has found out her place, or who has come into her storehouse? Where are the princes of the Gentiles, and those who ruled the beasts of the earth? Those who made sport of the birds of the air, and those who hoarded silver and gold, in which males trust, and made no end to their getting. For those who worked in silver and were so anxious, and whose works were unsearchable, they have vanished and gone down to the grave, and others have come up in their place. Young males have seen light, and dwelt upon the earths, but the way of knowledge they have not known, nor understood its paths, nor laid hold of it. Their children are far from the way. It has not been heard in Canaan, nor has it been written in Taman. The Banim of Hagar, who seek wisdom upon the earths, the merchant of Maran and Taman, the authors of fables and seekers of understanding, none of these have known the way of wisdom or remembered her paths. O Yisrael, how great is the house of Elohim, and how large is the place of his possession. It is great and has no end, high and immeasurable. There were the giants of name from the beginning, who were of such great size and so skilled in battle. They did not choose Yahuwah, nor did he give them the way of knowledge. And they were destroyed because they had no wisdom, and perished through their own foolishness. Who has gone up into the Shamayim and taken her, and brought her down from the clouds? Who has gone over the sea and found her, and acquires her for pure gold? No male knows her way, nor thinks upon her path, but he who knows all her has found her with his understanding. He who prepared the Eretz forever has filled it with the four-footed beasts. He who sends forth light and it goes, calls it again and it obeys him with reverence. The stars shone in their watches and rejoiced. When he calls them, they say, Here we are. And so with gladness they showed light unto he who made them. This is our Elohim, and there is no other to be counted in comparison of him. He has found all the way of knowledge, and has given it unto Yaakov his servant, and to Yisrael his beloved. Afterward he showed himself on the arets, and conversed with the males. Chapter 4. This is the book of the commands of Elohim, and the law that endures forever. All those who guard it shall attain height, but those who leave it shall die. Turn, O Yaakov, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of its light, that you may be illuminated. Do not give your esteem to another, nor those which bring you a profit to a foreign nation. O Yisrael, baruk are we, for those who are pleasing to Elohim have been made known to us. Take courage, my people. The remembrance of Yisrael. You were sold to nations, not for destruction, but because you moved Elohim to wrath. You were delivered into your enemies, for you provoked he who made you by offering to demons, and not to Elohim. You have forgotten the everlasting Elohim who raised you up. And you have grieved Jerusalem who nursed you. For when she saw the wrath of Elohim coming upon you, she said, Hear, O you who dwell around Zion, Elohim has brought upon me a great mourning. For I saw the captivity of my banim and daughters, which the everlasting brought upon them. With joy I nourished them, but sent them away with weeping and mourning. Let no male rejoice over me, a widow and forsaken by much, who for the crimes of my children am left laid waste, because they departed from the law of Elohim. They did not know his laws, nor walk in the way of his commands, nor trod in the paths of discipline and his righteousness. Let those who dwell around Zion come and remember the captivity of my banim and daughters, which the everlasting has brought upon them. For he has brought a nation upon them from afar, a shameless nation, and of a foreign language, who neither revered old males nor shown compassion to children. These have carried away the dearly beloved children of the widow, and left she who was alone lying waste without daughters. But how shall I assist you? For he who brought these plagues upon you delivers you from the hands of your enemies. Go away, O my children, go your way. For I am left laid waste. I have put off the garments of peace. I have put upon myself the sackcloth of my pilal. I cry to the everlasting in my days. Be of good cheer, O my children. Cry unto Yahuwah, and he shall deliver you from the strength and the hand of your enemy. For my expectancy is in the everlasting, that he shall save you. And joy has come to me from the Kadosh One, because the kindness which shall soon come to you from the everlasting our Savior. For I sent you out with mourning and weeping, but Elohim shall give you to me again, with joy and gladness forever. For as the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivity, so shall they soon see your salvation from our Elohim, which shall come upon you with great esteem and brightness of the everlasting. My children, patiently endure the wrath that has come upon you from Elohim. For your enemy has persecuted you, but shortly you shall see his destruction, and shall tread upon his neck. My delicate ones have gone rough ways, and were taken away as a flock caught by an enemy. Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto Elohim, for you shall be remembered by he who brought these upon you. For as it was your heart to go astray from Elohim, so being returned seek him 10 times more. For he who has brought these plagues upon you brings you everlasting joy with your deliverance. Take courage, O Yerushalayim, for he who gave you that name shall comfort you. Those who afflict you and rejoice at your fall are wretched. The cities that your children served are wretched. She who received your banim is wretched. For as she rejoiced at your ruin and was glad at your fall, she shall be grieved when she is laid waste. For I shall take away the rejoicing of her great crowd, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. For long lasting fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, and she shall be a dwelling of demons for a long time. O Yerushalayim, look around you towards the east, and see the joy that comes to you from Alaim. See your banim come, whom you sent away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Kadosh One, rejoicing in the esteem of Alaim. Chapter 5. O Yerushalayim, put off the garment of mourning and affliction, and put on the comeliness of esteem that comes from Alaim forever. Throw around yourself a double garment of the righteousness which comes from Alaim, and put a crown of esteem on the everlasting on your head. For Alaim shall show your brightness to every land under the Shamayim. For your name shall forever be called by Alaim, the peace of righteousness and the esteem of worship of Alaim. Arise, O Yerushalayim, and stand on high, and look out towards the east, and see your children gathered from the west to the east by the word of the Kadosh One, rejoicing in remembrance of Alaim. For they departed from you on foot, and were led away by your enemies. But Alaim brings them to you exalted with esteem, as children of the rain. For Alaim has appointed very high hill, long-standing mountains to be thrown down, and valleys filled up to make the ground even, that Yisrael may go safely in the esteem of Alaim. And even the forest and every sweet-smelling tree shall shade Yisrael at the command of Alaim. For Alaim shall lead Yisrael with joy in the light of his esteem, with the kindness and righteousness that comes from him. Baruk.